اسمحوا لي I will switch to English عشان بعدين نرفع الكونتنت على اليوتيوب فبيصير عندنا محتوى واصل للجميع إن شاء الله. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon in this lecture or talk that will be delivered by our amazing Dr. Rawi Al-Mannai and Engineer Yusuf Al-Gassab. In this talk titled Empowered Voices, we will speak about how Bahrain would be transferred into a smart city. But instead of me giving the brief, I'll leave it to our experts, Engineer Yusuf and Dr. Rawi, to introduce themselves and give us a brief background about you and how you are related to the topic.
Shall I start, Mohammed?
Yes, please. Go ahead,
Okay. First of all, it's my pleasure to be part of this talk and webinar. And it is my pleasure to be with my co-worker, Mohammed, in the municipalities. I have 19 years experience in the government sector, mainly in the municipalities side. I've done my PhD in smart cities, innovation management. And I had the privilege to be part of the first formulated ministerial committee to establish the national strategy for smart city in Bahrain. So this is how am I related to smart cities in educational as well as in professional. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dictora. تفضل أستاذ يوسف.
For me, I share almost the same experience with Dr. Rawia. I have like 22 years experience in the government sector. I started in the Ministry of Housing, then Urban Planning, and now Land Acquisition Compensation Directorate. I am a master's in City and Regional Planning. Worked on so many projects. With regard to the smart cities, I've been also a member of the ministerial committee in developing and transferring Manama to a smart city. So I really appreciate your invitation and looking forward to discuss all the tasks and the thoughts within this webinar.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for this so many years of expertise that inshallah we will utilize today. I think I'll start with my first question to you, Dr. Rawia, and the definition of the term smart city, and how do you feel it would mean in the context of Manama, and how did it actually evolve?
Okay, in the context of Manama, the term smart city refers to the integration of technology, data and digital infrastructure, and all that with the objective to enhance the quality of life of these residents of Bahrain, inshallah. It also includes the improvement of urban services and to create more sustainable and efficient management of the systems. Moreover to that, smart city in Manama, it will have the objective of leveraging innovation in ICT to improve everything in our life, either related to traffic management, public safety, energy usage, healthcare, reaching to education and government services. Manama has evolved significantly through the past decade in the initiatives going around or evolving around the smart city. We see so many examples in the platform of the government as well as the private sector. For example, in the aspect of technology and the integration of technology, we see that over the past years, Bahrain has made substantial investments in broadband networks, as well as in the high-speed internet of things, to support the smart solutions that correspond to smart cities. This was the foundation to allow for more development, for example, in the smart traffic management systems, smart lighting, and the automated waste management systems. Another thing we could see Bahrain has evolved in is the introduction of the Bahrain e-government initiatives, where The e-government was able to has enabled the residents and businesses to access government services through the digital platform online. And this resulted in streamlining the complex processes within the government applications and government processes such as permits or the payments. And this has even improved the transparency of the service itself. And even the way they have been monitoring this by establishing SLAs in order to monitor the efficiency of these online services through the digital platform. For the aspect of sustainability and smart energy, we see that Manama has started to integrate the smart grids and energy efficient technologies, and that to reduce the carbon footprint. Initiatives included the development of solar energy solutions, and we can see the solar solutions on the rooftops for the public buildings and the infrastructure, and the promotion of green buildings, which is introduced through the building code, the green building codes. While in the aspect of mobility and transportation, we see smart city concept of in Manama include the integration of or the intelligent, I could say the intelligent of transportation systems to manage the traffic flow and reduce congestions. More to that, we see the applications of the public transport, the buses. These apps helps the users for the service, and as well as introduction of the EV, the electrical vehicles, and the smart parking. So these are some of the examples that Manama has introduced and has introduced through the last decade in order to cope with the smart initiatives and accelerate its presence in the globally, introduce its presence globally and position itself in the smart platform. This is the way I see the context of smart cities within Manama.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rawia, and definitely great steps and great achievements for Manama. We're moving now with a question to our engineer Yusuf about Bahrain and the significant strides that it made in digital transformation. And how do you think you envision the future of Manama as a fully smart city?
Well, for this question, I would say short answer could be we start at Manama, make Manama as a fully smart city and use technology to the fullest efficient way, provide a livable and sustainable urban environment for everyone. You know, in urban context, so many things are working together, not just physical things, even emotionally and health aspect of it, economically, safety, a lot of things, awareness. All of these aspects are, let's say, working together in the current context. Envisioning Manama in the future is to add the layer of smart. And this means that everything should be interconnected, reading informations, let's say 24/7, having data-driven decision making. You know, a lot of policies are in place regarding the infrastructure, the transportation, environment. All of these are carried out, but we are looking for the next step is to add the smart layer of it. Spread the sensors everywhere, gather information on the flight. Let's say monitor the environment, all the, let's say, weather conditions, people behavior, buying behavior, a lot of things that could be achieved by introducing the technology and enforcing it, and live with the smart context on all of these aspects. Buildings and roads could be equipped with sensors to monitor and manage resources like electricity, water, and waste. Public transportation systems like buses, light rails that always are on time can be tracked through mobile devices like phones and everything like that. Environmentally monitoring sensors to, let's say, monitor and read air quality, noise levels, anything that will add to the quality of life of residents. And residents here will speak all of our residents, even expats, citizens, any human being within Manama should be respected and should be getting benefits of the transformation for Manama to be a smart city. Healthcare. As Dr. Rawia said, that healthcare has been accelerating and providing services. Nowadays, we have technology improving patients' care, telemedicine, contacting, let's say, specialists within some fields, within video calls. All of these are adding together and improving, and also achieving the Manama to be a fully smart city.
These are definitely great steps, and you mentioned the vision of adding a smart layer to Manama. I'm sure it comes with challenges. So we want to discuss a bit of these challenges that is now being faced in building a smart city, especially within Bahrain. And how do you think the local collaboration can help in overcoming these challenges? Question for
Okay.
both of you. Dr. Rabi, تفضلي.
Thank you.
Understood.
If I may start, one of the main challenge or the main highlighted challenge would be having an owner or a leader who will lead the strategy of smart cities. We can see a lot of fragmented initiatives all around Bahrain, all around private and governmental sectors, but we can't see a leader taking all this, or an umbrella consolidating all these initiatives and having one vision and having a roadmap leading to achieving a clear smart city, either Manama or Bahrain. So one of the highlighted challenge would be having a leader who will lead the vision and establish the strategy, and will lead the vision and the mission to achieve a smart city of Manama or Bahrain. Yusuf?
Yeah, if I may add to this, say, challenges, is also the nature of IT infrastructure supporting smart technologies can be a bit complex. People to buy in such technologies and implement them on the private sector side could take time. Also, people appreciation could be one of the challenges here. On the other hand, an effective coordination between public and private sectors could also be difficult to achieve, since government have their strategies and let's say formalities, and also the need of private sector to have more freedom and can test new things. So these kind of, let's say, misalignment or different perspective and envisioning smart cities. Also sustainability. Sustainability started and thrived these days, and also having this the smart city aspect of it, or layer, let's say, making sure that the city initiatives are sustainable in long term, both environmentally and economically, by bringing together various stakeholders and governments, agencies on the table and discuss all of this could waive some of the complexity, I think.
Well,
Can
thank
I
you so
add
much.
some more challenges, Dictora?
تفضلي دكتورة.
Okay, one of the, if we talk about the local collaboration, they will have concerns, the locals or the users. And one of the main challenges to be highlighted is, which comes with the amount of data coming with the smart city, is would be the data security and privacy. And this is very it's very critical or crucial to ensure the security of the data which smart city generates, as well the protection of citizens' privacy. And here we can see the concerns of the users and the citizens, and being to be cautious from the smart applications. And Bahrain has invested a lot in the cybersecurity as well, a framework to protect the digital infrastructure. We can see the establishment of the cybersecurity authority, which is has the mandate of the cybersecurity and the privacy, and their contributions in the public awareness campaigns in order to provide the users with the awareness and the protection of their data. So this is one of the challenges. Another challenge would be the I could say the public acceptance and participation. Still, we can see some people and users are reluctant to use smart applications, smart apps, and they don't have the trust in using these applications. We can see them still have the intention of going, for example, to the service centers in municipalities or EWA. They don't like to do it virtually or even online. So the public participation and acceptance is crucial. And one challenge to be highlighted is the capacity building of the calibers who can lead achieving a smart city. Because you need a skillful workforce with expertise in data science, AI, IoT. These calibers or skillful people will lead the Bahrain to achieve a smart city. So institutions and I could say, for example, we can see BIBF offering cybersecurity disciplines. Bahrain Polytechnic AI disciplines are offered as well. So institutions are working to build, are working in order to build the platform of expertise and calibers, leading the road to achieve smart Bahrain, inshallah, in the future.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Rabia. So if I summarize, finding a leader, IT infrastructure, coordination or misalignment, as well as sustainability issues, as well as concerns with data security and privacy, public acceptance, and capacity building. These are all great challenges, but when we go back to collaboration, Dr. Rabia, can you please discuss the role of local Bahraini citizens, inventors, as well as communities in shaping the development of Manama as a smart city?
I could say there is their role in shaping Manama or developing smart Manama is very essential. They are the partners of the private sector as well as the government. And as example for that, we can see that through the government and stakeholders engagement. For example, we as Bahrain Society, Bahrain Smart City Society, we had been invited to be a member in the national committee, the ministerial committee to develop the national strategy of Bahrain. National Smart Cities strategy for Bahrain, and our president, inshallah, she has been nominated to be part of the ministerial team or committee. And this is an official invitation from the government for the collaboration and partnership from the community to be part in such an important committee that will establish the national strategy for smart cities. Another critical role will be the role of the local inventors and tech entrepreneurs, and they have high, I could say, contribution. Where Bahrain has, we can see Bahrain has refined a thriving innovations ecosystem. We can highlight the role of Tamkeen in thriving that or creating that such an environment. We see the local entrepreneurs and the startups having a critical role in developing the technologies that power Manama's smart city. The other day, I've seen a fresh graduate from Bahrain American University. He has started a company specializing in developing the AI assistant. And it was very interesting to see a young يعني شو اسمه graduate establishing such a very important and crucial role in the Smart Cities initiative. Another role would be the role of the private sector, and it's important to have them as a partner in establishing the smart city through the public-private partnership, the PPP. And this is very important, where we see local companies collaborating with the government agencies to bring innovative ideas. Because the smart cities initiatives, as we know, they are expensive. So the government can't take the whole burden of developing or establishing these initiatives. So the public sector is required to be there. The education initiatives and capacity building, as I mentioned before, here we see the collaboration and the importance of having the citizens being aware that we need calibers and graduates in the disciplines that support having a smart Manama, inshallah, in the future. Instead of going to disciplines that has been exhausted, we should go to or direct our youth to go into the disciplines of tomorrow, as the AI, the cybersecurity, the machine learning. These kind of things has to be attractive to them, and with the guidance of us, inshallah. Also, the use of digital platforms for citizen participation. It's important to have the citizens being part of the initiative itself, and having that it can be done through their participation in developing various digital platforms. We can see sometimes we have focus groups in order to digitalize some of the services. Sometimes we have they facilitate some of the citizens' participation in some of the projects. And more to that, we can see Bahrain having an open platform for the youth to.
دكتورة الصوت.
It's okay. We can see the youth, the government encouraging youth to participate through Tawassul, through Fikra, and this is a digital platform where youth they can reach out and have their aspiration to have the smart city of Manama of tomorrow, inshallah.
Thank you so much. Yes, both platforms, I think, provide a wide variety of ideas for innovations and for thinking outside the box, let me say. I'll take it from the citizen's perspective to the governmental as well as the private sector perspectives. And with you, Dr. Yusuf, how do you think Bahraini government institutions and private sector organizations are collaborating to drive this transformation?
Well, I would say here that this could be achieved by so many projects and schemes. I would say that public-private partnership This partnership could involve a contractual agreement between public and government agencies to provide finance, build, and operate smart city projects. Other thing could be like funding and financing. You know that private companies have the will and the freedom to invest and provide the necessary funding for the resources that government may need in introducing smart projects and sensors that could collect the data. Maybe by, let's say, technical expertise, private sector could bring technical and know-how, the know-how and invention to the table. Another thing could be like between pilot projects, like government agencies can, with the private companies, can collaborate on pilot projects and test how the technology could benefit and know how this could add to the whole Manama Smart City project, and test the approaches and in a controlled environment before scaling them up. You know, as Dr. Roy said, and I totally agree, these technologies are not something easily could be offered and cheap. They are expensive. Testing them the R&D behind it could be a very high bill to be paid. So start small with the pilot projects, test them in controlled conditions, and then we can scale this up to Manama, and even after that, the whole Bahrain. Maybe data sharing and management. Effective collaboration requires sharing data between public and private entities. Recently, the Information and E-Government Agency Authority, started introducing the data lake for Bahrain. This is a very brave step that government has entered, offer the data sharing with the private sector. Any let's say college or any university, college, company would test and draw, let's say, smart outcomes to help in decision making, could rely on the data lake, having all the data information from all governmental agencies. So I believe, one of these or all of them, or let's say mix and match between these ways, could lead to achieving smart Manama in a very fast manner.
Okay, great. So these are some of the collaboration tips that we want to remind our audience with. And if any of our audience have any questions, I think it might be a good idea to start writing them down before you forget, as we move to the impact and outcomes of these. Such as Victoria, you want to add to this? Because we still have some questions.
I want to ask a question, but whenever you're done.
Yeah, we have 20 minutes to go. If you can give me 10 minutes and we can take your first question immediately after the discussion, Victoria.
Go ahead, Victoria.
Okay, so moving out to the impact and outcome of these challenges and these visions. And this time we want to ask Dr. Rawia in a very brief way, what are the initiatives that is now taken by the government and private sector for the achievement of smart city?
The primary initiative is the formation of the ministerial committee with the objective to achieve the National Bahrain Smart Cities Initiative, strategy. I'd like to elaborate more how did this was formulated or established. As you know, there are several versions of the Smart Cities Summit happening in Bahrain. And the thing that every year the recommendation of the summit was Bahrain lacks a leader that takes the lead to achieve a smart city. So we had almost 6 to 7 versions from the of the summit, and most of the recommendation was highlighting the need of a clear, unified vision toward achieving smart city in Bahrain, and to establish a roadmap. Another thing was was highlighted was to consolidate the effort, the fragmented effort happening through the platform of commercial and governmental sector. From that, these recommendations were taken to His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah, who is the chair of the Infra Committee, the Ministerial Infra Committee. And the decision of the Infra Committee was to have I could say a national committee taking the lead to establish the national strategy for Bahrain for smart cities. Along with that, my colleague will elaborate more, was to approach IMD to see where is Bahrain standing or positioned among the cities globally in the aspect of smart cities. So these are very big initiatives that has been taken in 2024 through the government. And the good thing about it, since we had this I could say very important support from high top up government. We had established a micro team, and the micro team objective was to take the indicators from the IMD, and the indicators were touching the technology and the infrastructure aspect. And what we did, we got almost 16 to 17 entities, governmental entities, in order to identify the strengths and weaknesses through the aspect of infrastructure and technology. We were able to map all the initiatives that correspond to smart cities through these initiatives, and then we took it one step up, and we invited the private sector. For example, Diyar Muharraq, Nasij, Batilco. So we were able to map all that, and this could be the baseline for the committee, the minister committee, which is formulated. So this assessment has been done, and we were really thankful to have the representatives from these all I could say entities being very excited to be part of this. So they were the interest was there, the excitement was there, and they were pushing to have a map that they can position even themselves among other entities. So I could say this is the highlight of the government initiative for the smart cities.
Definitely a great achievement. There are 16 to 17 government entities and more from the private sector. But let's elaborate on the IMD. Can you explain, Sir Yusuf, the role of IMD in Manama Smart City so the audience can follow up?
Yes, Doctor. I totally agree with Dr. Rawia. Being a project with this importance, not having leadership, or let's say a leader that will take the project to its deliverables, was having a lot of, let's say, efforts here and there. There is no clear vision, no clear roadmap and timeline that we can deliver. Here in Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, we started from where others has been ended. We contacted International Institute of Management Development, IMD, which played a significant, the IMD played a significant role in the development of Manama as a smart city. IMD being responsible for issuing annual global reports on smart cities indicators helped in assessing and gave a guidance on the whole project. They have shed a light and enlighten us on which aspect that we excel and which aspect that we need to improve and which aspects that are missing. IUD in short time, with the help of municipalities and this micro team, managed to collaborate with the local governmental agencies such as a survey and land registration bureau, electricity and water authority, urban planning, information and e-government agency, ministry of housing, general traffic, so many areas. I don't want to miss any of them. And also from the private sector, the telecom companies such as Betelco and others, which led to develop a digital framework and infrastructure required for implementing smart city solutions. We came to know from their proposal and the last submission on November that Manama ranking is ranging from like 50 to 60 on the world. So we know where we stand now, and we know our goal. And inshallah, at the end of these all efforts joining together to put Manama from the top 5 in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years.
Inshallah, we will, inshallah, all together. So that takes us to the future vision. And this is a question for both of our speakers today. What are some of the exciting projects currently underway in Manama that will further transform the city in the coming years? So, Yusuf, would you like to start this time?
I would say that having the context of Bahrain and Manama could represent the whole Bahrain as a small country with the areas are like within 5 to 10 minutes by the car. So one of the, say, big projects that I know is coming in the start construction in 2025 would be beyond the digital city. This is a very ambitious project located in Hamel, actually, and it spans over 3,800 square meters. This project will feature a mix use of residential, commercial, and recreational spaces, including R&D centers, yes, healthcare facilities, and 1.2 kilometer green areas. And all of this will be working and have a livable area or with the smart use of concepts that we might gather in Manama and implement it on, let's say, in a white canvas and test what we have there, and then we can even make use of the outcomes, the positive outcomes, and eliminate all the negative aspect of it, and implement in Manama and see how things could evolve and develop within the coming years.
Thank you. Dr. Rabia, what do you think?
We could see the government as well as the private sector competing among each other, introducing smart initiatives. We could see the public service sector, like EWA, for example, trying their best to improve their services and introducing smart solutions for their services. For example, the smart water management systems, and this was to overcome the problems they are having, and they have introduced the IoT solutions as well as real-time data analysis. And I've been in EWA for a while, and we were able to see that and see the benefit of introducing such solutions, smart solutions, for the benefit of the resources, the natural resources, as well as the financial benefits and impact of such smart solutions. Another example would be, I could say, the one related to waste management, green solutions, and these are some of the solutions that the General Directorate of Renewable Energy, they are moving really fast to to overcome Bahrain and introduce all their initiatives or smart solutions in the private as well as the public sector. We can see them marketing themselves all around Bahrain, and we can see the rooftops on schools, on car parks, everywhere. They have approached us in Polytechnic to have our parking covered with solar in order to have the solar panels in order to be part of their holistic map of the renewable energy initiative or targets. So a lot of the future is bright for Bahrain, and everybody wants to have a share in that future. And we don't see anybody reluctant. Everybody wants to step in and have a part of that solution, that future. And we can see that even in the startups businesses, they are introducing the innovative solutions that can be crucial to achieve a smart city, inshallah, in the future. So these are mainly are the things that can be considered the future of Manama.
Thank you, Dictora. And I think these competitive initiatives are definitely rewarding or getting positive vibes on the users. And I think many of these lessons have been established or learned through the pandemic. So the challenges and the lessons learned from COVID-19, how did that influence the approach to smart city development, in your opinion, in Manama, and how any temporary solution became permanent fixtures after that pandemic? Go ahead.
The first impact we can see, if you open your wallet, there is no cash.
Oh yes, there is no wallet in the bag anymore.
So now we have a digital wallet. Nobody's carrying cash, and rarely you can see cash. Even the kids, we don't see carrying cash. So the COVID has accelerated. It caused a pressure on the government and private to accelerate and to enforce having these digital applications through their digital platforms. The main pressure was when we had the shutdown. So we had the government as well the private sector, they had to come up with solutions for us to reach out and to be served. So the payments has to be done. So gateways were open through government sector to do payments. Permits were applied online. Even when I was in EWA, service centers were closed. So we had the Skip Lino where you have your virtual appointments, you call them up. Even all the applications is done through a digital platform. All of the applications that have been introduced, they reflected on the citizens themselves, and it became in a short time part of our culture and behavior. So there was behavior change. The mindset has been changed. Acceptance became very, very in very short time. We accepted that we have to use the cautious was not there anymore. If you go to any bank branches now, you don't see that much of people there because everybody is doing the e-banking. So the behavior and mindset was changed dramatically in a very short time due to COVID. So I could say it had the dark side of it and the bright side of it, which was beneficial to the smart cities themselves.
Thank you so much, Engineer Yusuf. I would like to move to you with whether you would like to tell us any of the challenges and lessons learned from COVID, or you want to go with me to the...
I would say something very short here about COVID. Let's imagine a person, he or she, who wishes to have a skydive.
Oh.
He equipped himself, he have his parachute, the gadgets, everything is there, but he is on the edge to jump. COVID came, and this is the jump. See, a lot of projects have been taking place. Infrastructure has been laid out, but people are hesitating. Do we do the switch or we don't do the switch? Are we confident enough or not? COVID came, accelerated everything with no choice. You have to jump. So we jump. Alhamdulillah, we have a very nice skydive, and we landed safely. As a short thing that we need to, or let's say the main outcome, that lesson learned, all the routines and bureaucracy has been kicked out of the equation. People are forcing themselves and willing to use the technology, willing to read and sense remotely everything. And you find it in education and healthcare and government services have been, as Dr. Rawi said, as an example here, EWA, also banks. We started to trust the applications. We do money transfer. One of the champion, let's say, apps was Benefit. Benefit has changed the use of money 180 degrees.
True.
As Dr. Raya said, nobody is carrying a lot of cash around anymore. We all depend on these, let's say, electronic transactions, and the confidence there, even if you're aware or not. Do you know what's behind, mechanics behind, or you don't? But the confidence is there. So I would say, I mean, my point of view of COVID, there is a lot of bad things, a lot of tragedy have been taking place. People were suffering, but the bright side of it, it was a very, let's say, the biggest driver to implement and use all the technology and infrastructure invested long time back.
So the culture is turning towards being smarter citizens, and I think it's now more accepted in the wider public. So as a closing for this beautiful session and a very visionary session, I would say, how do you define the success for Manama as a smart city in the coming 5 to 10 years? And what key milestones or achievements are you most excited about? I'll take it from Engineer Youssef, and then I'll move to you, Dr. Rawi.
Well, milestones could be achieved collectively and in coordination, improve the quality of life for residents, enhance the sustainability, and boost economic growth. All of these, let's say, milestones could be adding to the ultimate goal is to have Manama and then Bahrain as a smart city or smart country. Which will prove all the thoughts have been said today. All things have been discussed and talked about. This could be a proof within 5 to 10 years. What we are saying now will be available, and we experience and we enjoy all of this. And we will give like a very spacious playground, let's say, field for the Gen Z to work and produce and change the way of living to the smart city.
Inshallah, they're very much capable. Dr. Rawi, what do you like to say about this coming 5 to 10 years?
It will require, as we said, it will require a multidimensional approach that balances. It should balance technological advancement, sustainability, as Yusuf said, and economical growth, and of course the enhancement of the quality of life for the citizens. We should always think of the smart city to be a smart citizen-centered city. The social inclusion should be there, and it is important. It's not a city of data, it's a city for citizens, and the quality of life is number one. And to have a vision of successful smart city is not just about deploying advanced technologies. It's ensuring that these innovations are integrated for the benefit of all citizens and everybody. Nobody should be left behind. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arawi, and thank you so much, Engineer Youssef. And I would like now to open the floor for questions, and I think we can start with Dr. Faye to raise her first question. Dr. What do you like to say about these great topics that has been expressed today?
دكتورة راوية أبو محمد, thank you so much. مرة تسمعوني ولا لا؟
نسمعك
Yes.
دكتورة. We can.
Okay. دكتورة راوية أبو محمد مشكورين. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. I really enjoyed listening to both of you. دكتورة Nehal, thank you for the wonderful moderation. I have يعني two questions, and maybe يعني each of you would select one to answer according to whatever يعني you feel fit. The first is pertaining to the relationship between smart cities and urban planning. يعني, in my humble view, one of the biggest challenges that faces Bahrain today, and that we need to emergently يعني, solve as soon as possible with our initiatives in smart cities, is our centralized planning اللي started a long time ago. للأسف للحين we are suffering from it. I'll give you one يعني very simple example. If we would compare the number of children in a historical perspective who used to commute to school by walking, and then who drove a car to school, whatever that car is, their parents driving them, ولا, you know, an arranged transportation by the school, ولا, you know, those private hires now that you hire for your children to go to school. In 1990, مثلا, and then coming forward to the 2000s up to 2024, I am definite that we would see an increase in the number of children that are now communicating to their schools by car, and to so many different reasons, increasing the percentage of children that are attending private schools who are centralized in one location and not the other. يمكن يعني حتى our ideas of the 5 minutes neighborhood, 15 minutes city, قاعدين we are trying to develop them in the new areas that we are developing, like ديار محرك, شرق الحد, and so on, but they're not in the traditional areas that currently are the most inhabited في البحرين. What are your view about dealing مع هذه areas اللي الحين خلاص we inherited them from the past? How can we change them to bring back this idea that I can walk my kid to the school and go to my work instead of having to drive my kid to the school or arrange for someone else to drive my kid to the school, which comes with other many social problems in Bahrain. هذه السؤال الأول. The second question is, and we talked a lot in the session about COVID, and thank you for shedding light on COVID-19, because it was a beautiful example of Bahrain, of how Bahrain responded beautifully well to a disaster. And it comes from our يعني ability of resilience, to be able to يعني respond to disasters of that sort. But are we ready to deal in the same fast manner with natural disasters, you think? What needs to happen in terms of smart cities to enable us to deal with natural disasters? لا سمح الله إن شاء الله ما تهينا يعني. But are we ready? These are my two questions. سامحوني أطلت عليكم. مشكورين مرة ثانية for the beautiful session. Thank you.
يعطيك العافية. Okay, so we have two questions from Dr. Faye. I think each of our speakers can take one.
Okay.
Okay, Dr.
Mohammed, which one?
اللي
You
تمرين
start
عليه
and
دكتورة اللي
choose.
تبين.
If you allow me, maybe regarding the education, maybe as Sheikh Hafey said, that thinking outside of the box. Now there is like moves testing distant learning. I know maybe some other person would say that socially this is not helping the new generation to interact and be more open to others and know how to behave. But still, I mean, distant learning is an option here for the areas that it's so congested and it is very difficult to introduce new schools with the old. When you say school, it's a building with the classes and teachers and all of this administration taking place. In COVID, there was a distant learning. I cannot say that was a very successful outcome, because now Ministry of Education are studying this and driving outcome, let's say lesson learned, maybe somewhere in between, that some days would be distant learning, some days will be attending, and maybe this will help in reducing traffic and also promoting less safe walk to the school when the traffic is density is lowered. So there is like so many, I mean, new concepts, new ideas need to be tested, building on what we learned from happened in COVID, and also building on the infrastructure that we have, and we tested and it was working during COVID. And education is no different than that. So I would say about the education, this could be like the difficult formula that we would want to develop between letting children interact and also benefit from the technology and distant learning in the coming future.
Maybe we can alternate and have a pilot project about this soon to test whether they can have 3D
Actually,
working.
education started, if you go back a couple of weeks, or let's say last month,
Yes.
they
Yes.
started one day distant learning.
True. So they are trying to test all the tools and enhance them,
Yes.
inshallah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Dr. Rawia, if I may move
Okay,
you.
utilizing the smart initiatives or smart solutions for natural disasters. I'd like to highlight that there is a National Disaster Committee chaired by the Ministry of Interiors. This committee, I've been involved with that committee for a while. Every time they will set a scenario for a disaster. And they like a major disaster, on a national level, and they will test the role of each entity, and they will assess it, and then we will have the lesson learned. And if you can see their operation room, or they call it control room, it's a state of art. It's a real-time data, and everything is niche. So this is one aspect. Another aspect, for example, there is the issue of the water rising, the seawater rising. And this has been identified by the government. This has been assessed through the satellite visions, the real-time data, and Bahrain government is setting now the scenarios how to overcome this problem, because they have established the map where the severe impact will happen and the least impact will happen. So all this has been developed through the AI, the IoT of things. So the utilization is there. The government and the private sector, they are taking these solutions to the max in order to overcome any disaster happening in Bahrain and to avoid the disasters, inshallah.
Inshallah, Allah يحفظنا وإياكم, and this is definitely one of the smartest way. We have two questions also from the audience, and Sheikh Bahar is asking on the chat, and mind me if I need to wrap this in like 3-4 minutes. The first question says, can issuing smart cities building certificates such as wired score help in encouraging real estate developers to integrate smart solutions? And the second question would be, what is the role of engineering firms in integrating smart cities or building solutions? So again, one question for each, or Dr. Rawia, if you would like to start this time.
Regarding the certification, EWA has the initiative of having the green certification. And there is an initiative to have stars. So if you reach the maximum green building, you'll have the golden star, and it will be on your building. And there is the silver and there is the bronze. And by this, you will have the certification that your building is green. I don't say it is smart, but it will, I should say, achieving the green building codes. But I consider this a first step toward the smart city. So this is happening now on the governmental platform. And the second question?
I think it's can issuing smart cities building certificates such as wired score help in encouraging Just let me move on. Encouraging real estate developers to integrate smart solutions. That is the first question, I think.
We can see Nasij, they have introduced smart homes, and inshallah, and the society will go and visit them, because as
Inshallah.
they said, this is a sort of the state of art houses. And this is their second patch, and it is better than the first one. So we can see something amazing. So we can see
Have
the
they received
developers.
the golden certificate? Have they received golden certificate? Sorry.
Not yet, but
Not
as far as I know, they are competing with themselves. They achieved
Okay.
the first batch, and the second batch is better than the first batch. So next time, inshallah, we'll have a visit to visit Nasij, developer.
Okay, inshallah, definitely. And we invite all our
Doctor, if you allow me, now in
Sure.
real estate market, one of the let's say smart move to market the project is how smart your project is.
So it's a trend.
We have like a fast speed internet, where you can control your premises over the phone, and we have infrastructure for this and that, and all of these are within the context of a smart project or smart city. And so even the real estate market and developers they know that smart would sell very good and excel, and will promote their project among other let's say development and other, let's say, buildings and premises like this.
Okay, so they want to go with the tide and be considered smart. But our audience is asking about the historic value of Manama. So we have one question from Muhammad Saad, who's asking, how can Manama, being a historic district, still in rather presentation where is that? Okay. Because the city is old and it's deteriorating, how can you integrate smart city initiatives while ensuring that they align with the heritage preservation goals and codes of the city? So how can you balance the two extreme, history as well as...
If you allow me, Doctora, on this one,
Go ahead.
The nature of the question may be in his head, or he is thinking that smart should be like through wires and cables. Wireless technology is advancing very much now. So you might not need to introduce like tie up all these old heritage houses with cables and jeopardize the historical part of it. No, this will even promote the historical area. Let's say like tourists would come, and with their applications and smartphones, they could know the full history of the area through scanning barcodes and enjoying, let's say, the translation or explanation to their native language, knowing about the areas and the history behind it, even through the internet and things, distinguishing the old part of it, the authentic one versus the new added part of it. All of these are promoting, and all of these are, I believe, that in line with UNESCO, let's say, criteria and registering this area or not that area. And I'm sure the person who asked the question have visited so many, let's say, palaces and historical areas outside of Bahrain, and they know that with the small gadgets of like a mobile translator, and then he can work around all of these areas and know about the building, the plants, the city lifestyle, and everything through these kind of gadgets. And so I think this will be a promoter to the historical area and preserve its integrity.
Yes, I do agree. It's partially documenting, partially interaction, and partially taking this definitely to the future and becoming or turning Manama to a smarter city. Thank you so much for all the topics, for all the amazing ideas you shared today, and for all amazing information that I think we are proud and honored at the Bahrain Smart City Society to kind of document them all. I thank you again for this hour, and on behalf of myself and the audience, as well as Bahrain Society, Smart City Society board members, I thank you all for joining us today. And if you allow me for one last photo, If anyone from the audience would also wish to open their camera for a group photo, a digital smart group photo to end this beautiful talk. Okay, counting on 1, 2, 3. Okay, no more cameras to be open. Let me go one more time. Okay, okay, we have Dr. Anib. Any other
I think
one?
Dr. Nehal started the camera and closed it again.
Oh, Dr. Okay, we have Mohammed. It's nice to see you. Are you back? Mohammed is joining us from Malta. And Dr. Nehal is also here. I'll try to take more than one screenshot, or let me just put you all in one view, if you don't mind. Okay. Okay, I'm trying this, and if it's not working well, I think we will move to the normal view. One more like this, 1, 2, 3, and one normal view. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much for this, and I'll hope to see you, inshallah, in
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.